Hey everyone, welcome to Ultimate Awesomeness podcast. This is me, Steven, Laura, and my co-host Zach.
I'm here. How's it going?
And sorry I started bringing back this podcast because my previous co-host decided to stop making What's Your Issue because apparently it was very time consuming and it seemed like he didn't have time to do this podcast and a whole bunch of other podcasts. So he didn't have time to do the What's Your Issue podcast and a bunch of other podcasts he was doing. So he had to cut out a few. Yeah.
You do so many podcasts and you're done for.
Yeah, because apparently he has kids and
That's the first mistake.
and he has a wife, and that's juggling all of that is just a lot. So yeah, so he had to cut this one out and a few others. So I decided to bring the podcast I originally had back. So here it is.
Too good. And you got an even better co-host now.
Okay.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh, man. So, the first thing I'll talk about is that Lucifer got renewed for fifth and final season by Netflix. Yeah, and
To be honest, I haven't seen past the first few episodes. Is it good?
I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's good. I've been watching it since the first season, and I was disappointed when Fox canceled it, and I was happy and surprised that Netflix had decided to pick it up for a fourth season. And
Netflix are pretty good at that, though.
Yeah.
Whenever something gets cancelled, Netflix is just like, oh, we'll take that.
Yeah. I just kind of wish that they didn't just, because I'm not sure the ratings were enough. I know Netflix doesn't release their ratings information, like how much people watched it.
Yeah.
And it looks like they only had enough money, like it got only enough viewers to have one more season, and just let the writers end it on their own terms. But I'm not sure it's gonna be a perfect ending that's gonna fill up all their storylines that they made up on the fourth season. Cause
it's either gonna be fantastic or it's gonna be terrible. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I don't.
Everything up nice and neatly and just pull it off, or we'll have a real lost situation on our hands.
Yeah, because they introduced a lot of new storylines in season 4, and I don't know if they're going to close all of that in 10 episodes for the fifth season.
No way.
Because the fourth season only had 10 episodes. I know, it's just no way. So it's like, I don't think they really meant it to end as 5 seasons. I think they was hoping to get more, but I think Netflix is only giving one more and that's it. Yeah. So
Bad show.
I don't think it's a bad show. There's a lot of good shows get canceled so quickly. Oh man, and this is getting really today and yesterday was getting really annoying for me because all these shows that I like are getting canceled, and it's just getting annoying. I really don't like seeing shows get canceled.
I think they're just trying to take a personal dig at you, maybe.
Nah, I don't. Maybe, okay, maybe. You're pushing my buttons already. Oh, man.
We'll find out.
Yeah. What is it? Because already another show got canceled today, which was Swamp Thing. I've seen it.
This just came out. I feel like yesterday I was seeing Swamp Thing released.
Yeah, it came out last Friday and already got cancelled.
I've been hearing good things though, I think.
Yeah, it was a good one. I actually saw it. I actually saw it
I didn't see it, but
well,
anyway.
I don't know how you're gonna see it because this is what I hate. The DC Universe streaming service is not available internationally. It's only available in the US.
That's right. So this one's not laziness on my part. This is DC trying to screw me over.
Yes, because they only and they said, and I read another news report that WB is reevaluating the DC streaming service because it's not doing so well. And of course, it's not going to do so well because you're freaking only releasing it to the US. No one internationally can see it.
You've got a pretty good business model there.
And it's
screw everyone not in the United States. That's what I say.
Yeah, and I noticed they did put it on Netflix. I mean, they put Titans on Netflix for internationally, and then
yeah, we got Titans.
I noticed. I even heard on Reddit that Doom Patrol got released on HBO Europe.
Right.
Just like yesterday, and I just don't think WB knows how to organize anything. It's just nothing's ever planned when it comes to WB. They really don't know how to plan their freaking DCU movies, and now they don't know how to plan this shit. It's just you guys need to get organized there for real. It's just.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're trying to do over there, but I wonder what they mean by reevaluating. I feel like Warner Brothers, they just hide stuff. They're yeah, no, Ben Affleck's directing, he's writing, starring, directing. Don't worry about it. Next week, nah, he's gone.
Yeah. It's not.
DC service being reevaluated. Next week it's going to be, it's cancelled and we're deleting everything to do with DC. Cool.
Yeah, that's what it feels like they're going to start doing. And they said they're going to either put the DC Universe service with the WB streaming service, and the WB streaming service was supposed to have HBO and Cinemax and other WB content and the DC Universe, and it's just, and they're gonna sell it at a $16 price point.
Oof.
I know that's a lot of money US dollars. I'm not sure.
That's a lot of dollars. That's I don't know the exact conversion rate, but that's about $1 million here. How am I going to afford that?
Oh man.
We don't even have a Patreon. I'm never going to get that, man.
Oh, you're not even sure you're gonna get it in your country. That's another thing.
Yeah. It's just, oh damn. I need to get out of here. Australia sucks.
I guess so.
I mean, we may not have Warner Brothers streaming, but we do have lots of spiders, so.
Well, I heard you have a lot of weird animals over there.
I mean, I don't think they're that weird, but they probably are. I mean, kangaroos are just giant rats, right?
Yeah, I can see that. And yeah, I just don't know about it. They said that if people don't want HBO Cinemax, they'll make it cheap. They have a cheaper
Yeah.
a cheaper version without this HBO Cinemax, just the W content that's not from HBO Cinemax. So, and I guess the DC Universe is added to that as well. I'm not so sure.
What's even on the HBO Cinemax thing? What even is that?
I think The only thing I know that's on, I don't know what's on Cinemax, but I know HBO has Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
Westworld, and a bunch of other shows I don't care about.
I feel like HBO make all their money off Avengers.
Yes, I just don't know. I never actually seen Game of Thrones.
I watched the first season when it came out like years ago, and I was like, alright, there's a lot of here. Maybe not. Maybe this isn't good. And then the other day, when the last episode aired, I was like, yeah, I'll watch that. Why not? I'm sure I don't need the 7 seasons in between. I watched that, and everyone's losing their mind. Like, this is the worst. Goddamn HBO. I'm like, hang on. This episode was brilliant.
Well,
I didn't understand anything that was happening, but man, it was pretty sweet.
and I only saw the first episode and have not come back. I haven't found time to come back to it.
Yeah. I hear there's a lot of filler, and I really don't like that.
And I only saw the first season of Westworld, and no, I saw the first 2 seasons of Westworld. I keep forgetting it was 2 seasons. Yeah, I saw the first 2 seasons, and the third one is coming soon. That's the only. That's when I signed up my HBO subscription, was went to see Westworld, and I was gonna see Game of Thrones, but I haven't gone to it. I haven't. Me and my boyfriend hasn't found the time to actually watch Game of Thrones. And guess who?
There's just so much. It's kind of intimidating.
So yeah, I guess I'll come back to it eventually.
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah, but HBO with their $15 a month is just bananas.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, and there's only a few shows that's probably worth watching.
I mean, there's one. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so it's just Westworld.
And I heard I saw the trailer for Watchmen, because they're gonna make a Watchmen show for HBO.
Yeah.
And that was pretty interesting. And I'll see what that's like when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a Watchmen TV show.
No.
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good too.
I kind of would also just like them to leave Watchmen alone.
Oh. I really don't. I have a different opinion.
Alright, there's drama already.
No, it's not drama. You can have your opinion. It's just I like the Watchmen characters a lot, and I like to see more stories of them.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty content with just the original book. I think.
Oh.
I think that's got me.
Because I'm liking Doomsday Clock, and I did like Before Watchmen. That was actually pretty fun. I don't know if you've read or heard about Before Watchmen. Huh?
I'll allow Before Watchmen. That can slide. Doomsday Clock, I haven't even read, so I don't know.
Well, I'm enjoying them. I'm having a fun time with it. So.
What do you think of the movie?
I like the movie.
Oh, we're all good there. Pretty good.
I really love the movie because the movie has a better ending than the book. I didn't like the whole alien thing. It was just kind of weird for me.
It's a little bit much.
Yeah, and the book is a little bit dated. Like, I really don't care about the pirate stuff and the newspaper thing. I didn't really care for that because it had nothing. It barely had anything to do with the main plot.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, and because there's different reports on why Swamp Thing was canceled, and later on, there's huh?
I think at least that was something.
Yeah, because Swamp Thing got canceled. I mean, it's just they said because there's some apparently it was like some miscommunication with North Carolina because they filmed the TV show in North Carolina, and for some reason North Carolina probably didn't give them the money they're supposed to be getting. Like something to do with taxes. I really don't know much about it. I'm confused as fuck when it comes to that. I really don't know how capitalism really works, but
Well, let's just blame it on Donald Trump, and then we're good.
oh god. So yeah, apparently North Carolina didn't have the money for the TV show, and they probably signed a lot of things to WB, and apparently they came out short. So I guess they went through some financial things over there, and I think Swamp Thing is just canceled because of budget reasons, and it's just I don't think WB has getting enough money from the streaming service or North Carolina. That's what it is, and I think this will be. I don't know. Maybe in the future, be bye-bye to DC streaming service, and it'll probably be relaunched with the WB one, and it's just once again WB being unorganized with their plans and how business is supposed to go.
They totally know what they're doing.
Yeah, right. I don't know. They're not like Disney. Disney knows how to plan things and just go with a plan. They never. WB's like just fuck the plan, just do whatever you want, and just let things collide. And it's like whatever.
Disney, I don't know if I like this Star Wars plan though. I will say that.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about Star Wars. I just want to know the one movie, and I'm not getting it yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're gonna get that one.
I just want Ewan McGregor in a desert for like 2 hours. That's what I want. That sounds incredible.
So
News.
yeah, the next news. All right. Another 2 shows that got canceled.
Everything's going.
Yeah, I know. It's really getting annoying. Getting all these news reports from Newsarama. Syfy and Deadly Class. I mean, not Syfy's Deadly Class and Happy got canceled. Cause yeah, so there's not gonna be Happy season 3. There's not gonna be Deadly Class season 2, and I haven't seen Happy season 1 or 2. Cause
I don't think we have Deadly Class. I'm not sure, but we definitely have Happy.
yeah, I know it's on Netflix. My boyfriend started watching the first season by himself, and he was supposed to wait for me, but he didn't. He got impatient, so yeah, he started watching it this week. And I was like, I'm busy trying to get this new job, and it's just.
But like everything else, I'm making up my mind. I'm gonna say Happy, best show ever.
Oh, you started watching it?
I watched the trailer.
Oh. So the trailer already clarifies best show ever.
Yeah. It's got I don't know his name, but the actor is the dude from Wet Hot American Summer. So
yeah,
it's the best show ever.
I noticed Patton Oswalt's a little fairy-looking horse thing.
Yeah, it's epic.
Yeah, and
Should really watch that. I'm gonna watch that.
I'm gonna watch it anyway. Even though it got only 2 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more inclined to watch a show after it's cancelled because I know there's an end to it.
You sure there's probably a cliffhanger end?
I'd rather that than just getting millions of seasons of garbage.
Oh god.
I'd rather know I can stop at some point, you know?
Oh.
There was like 30 seasons of that shit, right?
Well, it's 15, just to be accurate.
It stopped at 5?
It's supposed to stop at 5, but CW wanted to give it more seasons, and it kept going.
I was trying to keep up. I just couldn't do it. There was so much. And now that it's finished, I've started watching it again because I'm like, I can do it. I know there's an end road.
Yeah, I really like how it's gonna lead up to the end because I've been watching it since what was it, season 4? When season 4 started, I started watching it because my brother had told me to watch it, and I started catching up, and I did caught up eventually, and then so yeah, since season 4, I started watching Supernatural, and I haven't liking on and off. Like there's I was liking it until like season maybe 13 or 14. It's just I've been having mixed feelings about it because I liked some episodes and then I started to hate it. I'm like, they need to just end this show because I think they're running out of ideas at this point. Just end it. And my wish came true. Apparently, they decided to end it next season. And I'm like, yes.
Supernatural.
Because I almost got pissed off with the season finale for season 14. I did not like what was going on there. And yeah, me and my friend was hating. It was like, do we really want to watch the next episode? Because I hated this episode that's leading up to the finale. And we watched that finale. It's, oh my god, our opinions just changed. It's like, okay, we want to see how it all ends. So apparently, one episode changed our minds. It was weird. But yeah.
It's just an emotional roller coaster.
Yes, it is.
Season 7, I think, like the Leviathans. I was like, this is the worst.
Oh yeah, it was the worst season of Supernatural. I think.
I was struggling. I was like, this is horrid. And then like after that, it starts to get good again. It's like, well, now I gotta keep watching.
Yeah, it did get good again. So yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster, and I had the same problem with Arrow because it seems like CW has a bad track record when it comes to season 7 because I did not like Supernatural season 7, did not like Smallville season 7, and I didn't even like Arrow season 7. It's just terrible.
That's just the unlucky number.
Yes, I thought 7 was the unlucky number.
Is 7 like a legit unlucky number? Is that a thing?
No, it's supposed to be a lucky number, not the unlucky number. Because when you win the
CW is just backwards as fuck.
yeah, because in the casino, if you get lucky number 7 3 times on the slot machine, you get tons of money. But
That makes sense. I'm on board.
yeah, that's how I know it's a lucky number.
Tell anyone involved with CW not to go to it. It will not end well for you guys.
Yeah. Oh my god. And so yeah, and I really did like Deadly Class. I saw the first season.
So, what is Deadly Class?
It's a comic book series from Image made by Rick Remender and Wes Craig. It's about a whole bunch of high school kids that were trained to be assassins, and they're dealing with going to school and being assassins at the same time, and they have to live in a fucked up world, basically.
It's a relatable situation.
Yeah, because they're poor.
Assassin training.
Yeah, they're poor and they're trying to live life through being an assassin. It's like weird that they getting recruited to the assassin school, yet they're poor as fuck. And they got terrible lives, terrible parents, terrible teachers. It's just darkness and depression everywhere. But I like it.
I want to watch this now. This sounds awesome.
Yeah, it only has one season, but the book has been going on for a long time.
I just checked though, we don't have it.
Oh, god damn it.
Big sad for me. But I've got Happy, so I can watch that, I guess.
Yeah, and what disappoints me is that they didn't put Deadly Class on any streaming service. They only put it on live TV, and I was only able to watch it on Spectrum app. So
That's stupid. Live. No one uses live TV. Get out of here with that garbage.
yeah, get out of with that garbage. I agree. Who the hell watches live TV now these days?
Even Australia's a backwards old time country, and we don't use live TV. Come on.
So yeah, they were only basing their ratings on live TV, not Netflix, and it's just all the ratings weren't good. Of course they weren't fucking good. No one's watching live TV. Apparently only got 355,000 views for the first episode, and I'm like, Jesus, that's terrible.
That's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff as well. They're trying to put it on TV.
Oh yeah, but it got one. It has another. It got saved by NBC, and
I just watched that, like stuff like that on there.
but that one I watched it on Hulu, so I'm cool with that. I watched the Brooklyn Nine on Hulu, so yeah. Yeah, I am kind of sad that Deadly Class is canceled, and it left on a cliffhanger. I really want to see how Volume 2, because I've been reading the comic books. I read into Volume 3. I haven't read past Volume 4, because my comic book club, they only got to Volume 3, so. But my boyfriend jumped ahead. He went to go read Volume 5, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what volume he's on, but he just kept reading.
He's left you behind again.
I know, he loves doing that. Because the thing is, he has an impatient flaw, so he gets impatient.
That's so rude.
So there's some things we have watched and read together, and there's some things that we haven't read or watched.
Next, whatever he's jumping ahead on gets cancelled.
Yeah, I know that. I noticed that. Oh man.
Is there anything else cancelled? Let's get all the bad news out of the way.
No, there's nothing else cancelled. I think that's about it. And yeah, and I never read Happy because I heard about it real late, and I heard there's only 4 issues for the comic book, and for some reason there's 2 seasons. I don't know how much story there is in that book, but I guess I'll see it.
Sure.
Yeah, I
2 seasons? Nah, they're all good.
I gotta see what
Unless they're trying to do like 1 episode per panel.
I think that's impossible.
I'd watch that.
So, alright, for News Around, I got there was the Django and Zora movie announced.
Yeah, I heard about this. Is it legit?
I think it's legit. I mean, they've been reporting it everywhere, not just the website I went to.
Is Tarantino going to do it?
Yeah, they said he was involved, because before they said there was news reports that they wasn't sure he was involved, but this time that he is involved.
He's involved. I feel like he's just going to produce it or something. I don't think he'll be directing.
Yeah, because they said that he's just involved. They don't say if he's going to write. Because they said there's another writer there, which is Jericho Carmichael, has signed up to adapt Django. Means Django, not the Django, because my boyfriend corrected me on that, because I have not seen the movie. Yeah, he told me the D is silent, so I have to stop saying that. It's Django. It's Django / Zorro. And yeah, they said that based on the comic book, it's set years after Django Unchained. The Django Zorro finds slavery era hero living near Chicago, his wife Broomhilda. while continuing his work as a bounty hunter. His latest job leads him to Zorro as an older man. The two get along, and with Django signing up to help Zorro and free local Native Americans from local Native Americans from slavery. So yeah.
I wasn't on board, but you've got me on board.
It seems interesting, and they already have a comic book that deals with the story. And I never read the comic book. I bought it, but never read it. It was there because I had not seen the movie. My boyfriend saw the movie, and he decided to buy the comic book on Comixology, and never read. He hasn't read it. It's just sitting there, and I haven't read it either. So I had to.
I've seen the cover for it, so I can tell you it's great. It's fantastic.
That's sarcasm, I think.
The movie's good.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'll check it out.
Probably a little bit long, but the last act, it takes a while to get there, but it's so good.
Yeah, it seems interesting. I mean, you have a black guy team up with a Mexican guy, so it would be awesome to see that team up. I just wonder if they're gonna have a new Zorro or they're gonna use Antonio Banderas. That'd be awesome. Have Jamie Foxx team up with Antonio Banderas. Yeah. Yes, that would be awesome.
That would be the best movie in the world.
Yes, this would be awesome. This would be an awesome crossover.
Fox to get the twiddly little mustache as well. Everyone has the mustache.
Yes. Just do it.
Just do it. And make it a movie.
Yes, I want this movie to go already. It'll be awesome. It's a great idea. There's also the news from Deadline that they showed a picture of Wonder Woman's Golden Eagle armor for Wonder Woman 84 movie.
I saw this as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I like it. It looks exactly like the one in the comic book. It does show it there. I mean, because I didn't know there was a costume like that until I ran into it on Twitter because I had a different news report, but that news report didn't show the comic book picture of that costume, and I found one on Deadline that actually had the picture of what it's based on. So that one. It looks pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know if you see the costume is based on.
I haven't seen what it's based on, but I've seen what they released for the movie, and it's very colourful.
Yes, only the background is colorful. The costume itself is just gold, and everything is reflecting it. That's what it basically is.
I'm not sure how I feel about the old gold costume. I don't know. I like the red, blue, and white on Wonder Woman. I feel like that looks real sweet.
I think I'm not sure if it's gonna be for one scene because it's only based on a specific costume, and they barely use that costume in comic books.
It might just be like in the third act or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because I remember I saw pictures of Wonder Woman before, months ago, of the Wonder Woman movie, and it just had her regular costume. So in some scenes she has a regular costume. I guess some scenes she's gonna have this gold one. So
she can pull it all off. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I think the movie's still really good. It's just a costume.
Posters for these movies are just awesome. Like the for the first Wonder Woman, I remember the poster for that was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And it was just like her on the beach or some shit, but it was just really colourful. And they're still like, oh, let's just throw a rainbow onto the screen.
Well, they did throw a rainbow kind of thing here with the gold costume. I don't know what.
I like it a lot. I'm excited.
Yeah. What is it? Okay, so I got this other thing for Newsarama with Elizabeth Hurley is playing as Morgan Le Fay in Runaway Season 3.
How do you feel about this?
I think it would be. I think I'm interested. I think it's interesting because at first I did not remember who Elizabeth Hurley was. I'm like, who is that? I saw the woman. I saw her. They had pictures of her, and then I looked at her IMDb, and it was the actress from Austin Powers, and it reminded me of Austin Powers, how he went out with his ex-wife's daughter in the future, and it's just, I know, gross. But that was the humor of Austin Powers. I liked it back then. I loved Austin Powers, so.
I don't know if I ever liked Austin Powers, to be honest.
Oh. It's okay. You cannot like. You can not like Austin Powers. It's fine.
I don't know. Not for me.
Okay.
Elizabeth Hurley, I think this is good.
Yeah, because I think I like Runaway Season 3 on Hulu. Not Season 3. I love Season 1 and 2 on Hulu, and I'm excited for Season 3, and it's pretty interesting to have Morgan Le Fay. I read her in the comic books, and I think she's a pretty interesting villain, and I like to see what they do with Runaways Season 3, because she was never a Runaways villain, but I guess they want to throw a villain in there. Huh?
They change it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine, because I would want to see the Runaways go against Morgan Le Fay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's in the Marvel Universe, so it doesn't matter to me.
This is true. This looks good. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I want to see her costume too, see how she looks.
Yeah. A lot of the Marvel TV shows turn out quite well costume-wise, I think. I think it'll look good.
Yeah, I have been liking a lot of Marvel TV shows. It's just that some shows have less budget than others, and that's the only thing that really bothers me is the budget. And I think that's why Swamp Thing's budget didn't do so well, because they put so much money into that TV show, and they can't even afford it for another season. Whatever.
That was a big go. Swamp Thing's so good, though. Why couldn't they just do it right? Come on, Warner Brothers.
I mean, they did do the TV show right, it's just that they don't have enough money for it, for another season.
We want more, though.
I know, right? I don't know what they're gonna do, because it's still news updating constantly about what's going on, and I have no idea what's going on. So now from Newsarama, I got that there's DC reveals a new young adult graphic novels and a DC Black Label books.
Yeah.
And one is based on Teen Titans Beast Boy. 'Cause I know they have the Raven one coming out this month.
Yeah.
And now they have a Beast Boy one.
Yeah, there's like a Joker and Harley one, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Black Label has a Joker, Harley Quinn. It's called Harley Quinn Criminal Sanity. Yeah, and is the writers from Cami Garcia and the artist is Mike Matthew and Miko Sanya. I think there's gonna be two artists, and it's pretty interesting. I think because it deals with Harley Quinn. It's a reimagining of Harley Quinn talking to Joker again. So it's a different. It says it feels new and original. So hopefully it's a new experience. Because how many times can you do that type of story with Joker and Harley Quinn? I've seen it in Batman the Animated Series. I've seen it in the comic books, and I've seen it in Arkham Knight. Not Arkham Knight. It was one of the Arkham games. But
I think that's like tapes of it in silent. This
Arkham Origins. Yeah, it was Arkham Origins.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So they're doing it.
I think they'll do something.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting to see that. And for the young graphic novels, there's gonna be there's gonna be Oracle Code. They have no description of what these books will be about, but the Oracle Code is with Oracle. The writer is Marky Nipcam, and artist is Manuel Patero, which I have no idea who these people are. But I know it's about Oracle, which seems pretty interesting. And then there's Gotham High. I know this one's announced before, but it still hasn't come out. It's from writer Marcela de la Cruz and artist Thomas Pitilli. Don't know those people either, but it deals with, I guess.
These people, they sound good.
I think it deals with a book of Gotham characters in high school or something like that. And then there's.
I changed my mind. That sounds awful.
Well, these books are trying to fit young adult demographics. So it's for young adults. And I've read a few of them, and I did like the Catwoman one. I did like the Mirror one, but I didn't like the Superboy and Damian Robin one. That one was terrible. I read that one. I didn't like it. And then you have Shadow of Batgirl, which is from writer Sarah Kuhn and artist Nicole Gox. And then there's The Lost Carnival, a Dick Grayson graphic novel. Writer Michael Marcel and artist is Sass Millage. Don't know any of these writers, but
just assume I never know any writers.
Well, you just started, didn't you?
I'll know all the big name ones, but none of these people know one.
They're not big names ones. Those people are definitely new. That's all I can say.
I know all the ones that just everyone knows, like your Grant Morrison, your bloody whoever. And I know all the ones that are preaching on got here, and that's it. That's all I got.
And now there's Tom King. He's Tom King jumping off of Batman. This was reported last week. I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, so Tom King is he said he'll continue his story in a 12-issue run in Batman and Catwoman. Batman Catwoman series and it's drawn by Clay Mann. And that one states to debut in January 2020, and it's supposed to continue his storyline because they're taking him off the Batman book, and his final issue will be Batman number 85. It'll be his final issue. It comes out in December. So they apparently took him off of Batman because the books weren't selling so well. So it's like, we gotta take him off the title. And
is he?
Huh? I don't like it. I hated it. I just didn't. I was reading it until I decided to drop it, and I did read it back and forth because my former co-host did read that series, and there was times where people were talking about it. I was like, oh great, so let me just pick up the book just to be in the know of what's going on, because I'm not liking this book so far, and still didn't like it, and it's just now everybody's realizing what I realized, that the book fucking sucks. I didn't like it since the Iron Bane storyline, and it was goddamn terrible after that, and it's just, I'm not reading this book anymore. I decided to read it again when the wedding was happening, when the wedding that didn't happen, that was supposed to happen, and that was terrible. I was like, I'm dropping this book again. I don't care for it, and now they finally decided to take him off, and I'm just happy because I'm wondering who's gonna take over Batman after he leaves.
Yeah. Hopefully, come on.
And I don't know what this.
Batman, come on.
Because I think everybody got pissed off that they had this whole entire marketing of Batman and Catwoman getting married at issue 50, and the plot twist was, dun dun dun, they don't get married. So it just pissed everybody off because they bought all these books leading up to them getting married for it to not happen. And it's like, there you go, DC and WB just they just tricked you into buying all these books for it to not happen. This was a marketing plan. That's what it was. They're running your money dry.
They're just so good, man. I know what they're doing. Oh.
And then I guess that caused more sales to drop because DC apparently, I think, or maybe Tom King and DC got cocky and thinking, oh, don't worry, they'll keep buying it because it's Batman. Because it's Batman, they're gonna keep buying these books. It don't matter what we do. And apparently it does matter what they do because the book is going bye-bye. They have a new writer, which they haven't announced who the new writer is. I wonder who it's going to be. I just hope it's James Tynion the fourth, because I loved his Detective Comics run. I loved his Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I think he's the next person to write the main Batman series. I think they should give him a chance, because he really knows how to write Batman well, much better than Tom King.
They've given it to this bloody Tom King bloke for so long. And then they're letting him finish the storyline in Batman and Catwoman.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be the storyline that he wanted, because...
Probably not, but either way, surely they can get someone to it. If Tom King's ahead of it. That's what I'm saying.
Because, I mean, because it looks like they decided, because in this Batman and Catwoman book, they decided to put Catwoman and Batman together, which a lot of people wanted. And DC did not pay attention to that until now. So it's like, oh, we didn't give you what you wanted all this time. The thing that he was really pissed off about, like, months ago, about not them being married. We could have put them together, but not married. So, because DC, after that wedding, they decided to split them up and Catwoman never be part of the book again. She just goes into her own book, which I have been liking. And I don't know. I think fans weren't happy that they weren't together. And I think now the decision is to put them back together in a 12-issue book to complete the storyline that he's supposed to be doing or whatever.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah. I'll see how it turns out. Maybe I'll start picking up Tom King's Batman again and see what was going on. And then,
let's just pray someone else gets put on that knows what they're doing.
Okay, the last news is Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Here we go.
I think I don't know. I really don't know if he's going to be good or bad, because the only movie I've seen him in was Twilight, and I hated that movie.
That's fair. See, I think I'm holding out hope that he's going to be great.
Yeah.
He's got the jawline for it, for sure.
Yeah. He does have the young face for Batman, because it's supposed to be a younger Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed to take place in the past of the DC EU.
He can hit the gym, put on a little bit of muscle.
Yeah, I think so.
I was like you. I'd only seen him in Twilight, and even then I don't really remember it because I think I tried to block that shit from my memory. So during the week, I actually watched. There was 2 movies apparently that Matt Reeves made his choice based off.
Yeah.
Good Life is one, and then Good Time is one, and High Life is the other.
Oh.
So I watched both of these. They're apparently 2 of his best.
Okay, so I'll check those out.
I watched them. Good Time, I recommend. That was bloody awesome. It's like he's a low level criminal, and he's trying to break his brother out of like hospital and jail and whatever. It's a wild time. Despite what it's called, it is not a good time. No one's having a good time.
Maybe he's supposed to trick you.
Yeah, it's bait. That's some classic Warner Brothers marketing right there.
Oh. They love tricking us.
They love it. They thrive off it.
Yeah, they sure trick us with these shows.
And then the other movie, High Life, I watched that as well. It's some weird space movie. He's like on a space station with his daughter or whatever. It's a weird artsy movie, and that one I don't recommend. That was some weird shit, man.
Well, I guess you have your good, bad apples and your good ones. I don't know.
So, I don't know. It's a weird movie, but nothing out of those really scream Batman.
No. Well.
But they're very, very different from Twilight. So.
Well, I guess it can prove he can act. I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So I'm holding out hope. I think this is gonna be good. I like Matt Reeves.
I don't know about Matt Reeves that much. All I know is that he did Planet of the Apes, which I have not seen. So.
Okay. That's a really good trilogy. I like it a lot.
Oh. I have not seen it, so I have no opinion.
That's where you're wrong there. Doesn't matter if you've seen it. Make an opinion.
I know, right? You're supposed to make an opinion, even if you didn't see it. That's how it goes, apparently, in this world. You can have an opinion without seeing something.
Yeah, that's what I say.
And somehow your opinion is valid and it counts.
Always valid, and it's always the correct one.
Yep. No opinion matters. If you haven't seen it, that's the greatest opinion of all.
That's right. When it comes to cancelled TV shows,
Or even video games. You haven't played a video game and somehow you hate it. There it goes. You have the right opinion.
Now you're a real reviewer.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about Avengers Endgame. If you have not seen the movie, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Everyone's seen it. There is no one on the planet that can have the correct opinion because everyone's seen it.
Well, I know two close friends that have not seen the movie yet.
Oh, defriend them.
Well, I just gave them. I let them borrow. What is it? Phase 1 and 2 because they have not seen all the Marvel movies, and their excuse was, because they were going to school, they didn't have time to watch all those movies. So now that school's over for them, they said they're gonna start watching. They're gonna start watching all the Marvel movies, and hopefully catch up. Well, they.
I mean, how can you not have seen them? I feel like they're being forced down everyone's throat at this point.
Yeah, they are. Everyone has seen, everyone I run into except for them have seen the Marvel movies, and I'm like, see what's going on? You guys have not seen it. Gotta catch up.
It's just the norm. You just walk down the street, scream out a Thanos quote, everyone will turn around. They'll know what you're doing.
And they already got spoiled, so.
Yeah, some dude.
Yeah.
Some dude spoiled it and got the living shit beat out of him. You sort of deserved it.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. you haven't seen it when they came out, and now it's like 2 months or 2 months into it, you still haven't seen it.
I was very careful about spoilers for this. Like, I full on deleted Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Really? I wish I did that.
I was like, I'm not touching anything. I don't want spoilers.
I should never.
I still got spoiled.
I still got spoiled by YouTube. I should never went to YouTube. Like, let me go to YouTube to watch other videos. And that fucked me over. Because right there in the freaking thumbnail, and this is the day before I go to see the movie. Already in the thumbnail is Captain America holding the Mjolnir hammer, and it's just great. It's like Captain America he grabs the Mjolnir hammer, and like, thanks for letting me know that. You freaking bastard.
I steered so clear. I was so careful. Like the day I was going to see it that night, and at lunch I went to lunch with my brother, and he'd seen it, and he was sitting there on like Facebook looking at memes or something, and one was like, there was some meme about Iron Man dying, and I saw that, and I was like, oh no.
Where did you saw it?
I saw a meme. It was about Iron Man dying.
Yeah, but where did you see it? On Twitter?
On my brother's phone. Like, he was sitting there going through it, and my mind blanked, and I was just looking at what he was doing, and I saw it, and I was like, oh.
The internet doesn't know how to act. They just tell everyone in the world everything. It's like, don't you have close friends to tell these things to? Why are you telling people on the internet? It's just, keep it.
The Star Wars 7 spoiled for me, and I was so careful with that as well. Oh.
Yeah, no one know how to keep their mouth shut on the internet. It's just spoilers everywhere.
It's just frustrating me.
Oh my god. So, yeah, and the thing is, I didn't tell my boyfriend I got spoiled. I just kept it to myself because I didn't want to spoil it for him. So I kept my mouth shut. We went to go see the movie together. And I was hoping it was a fake spoiler because I just saw the thumbnail. I did not click on the video. It's like, I don't want to click on that video.
Yeah.
So I did not click on the video. I went to go see the movie the next day, and that scene happens right there. And I'm like, fuck, it did happen. And it's like, oh, what happened? So I was spoiled by this freaking scene. He was like, oh shit, because he was like, when he first saw it, he's like, oh shit, he got the hammer. And he looks at me and says, what happened? Why do you look so happy? Because I got spoiled by this fucking scene. So I can no longer be surprised. So there you go. And
yeah, one of my friends, like I think like 5 or 10 minutes of the movie got leaked before. Hello.
oh, cause I noticed my mic went mute. So what did you think of the movie?
I thought. I didn't think it was as good as Infinity War.
Really? I thought it was great. I thought it was better than Infinity War. I loved it.
I think I probably enjoyed it more than Infinity War because it's so much just fan service in there.
There's a lot of fan service in Endgame.
In Endgame there is, yeah.
Because, I mean, we saw them go back in time and...
Yeah.
And...
Exactly. So I think that's like, I enjoyed Endgame more because of all that, and there's so many just awesome moments in there. But I feel like Infinity War is just a better made movie, I'll say.
Okay.
I think it's got a little bit better pacing. I feel like it was hard for me to pinpoint what exactly did it in Endgame, but I feel like it just sagged a little bit somewhere.
Yeah, it did felt like that it felt like I was watching Return of the King, where there's a lot of down moments where they just, because I think they were just trying to set up the movie, and I don't know, I liked what was going on. I was worried about going to the bathroom, and I didn't have to worry about that. I mean, because I did use the bathroom, but I just was worried I was gonna miss something, but I didn't miss much. So, because the movie was going real slow, and I think that was good. That was a good thing for me, because then I didn't want to miss one thing for 5 minutes, and
yeah,
that was a good thing. Because when I came back and I asked my boyfriend what was going on, it's like, oh, not much happened. It's like, it was just, I missed the part where Thor's mother was talking to Thor.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it was. I did see it, but I only missed like one conversation out of it. So I was good.
I thought they were going to build up to something with Thor, and he talks to his mum, and then like maybe he'd become epic again and stop being just the worst. But
yeah, but that's Thor's flaw, because he was like that in the comic books when he didn't have the Mjolnir. He was super freaking depressed, and he was mad at Jane Foster in the comic books because she got the hammer and he didn't. And it's just like it's just like in here, he didn't have his hammer, and he lost in Ragnarok. He lost all the Asgardians there, and he was like super depressed. So I think, I don't know, I think one of Thor's flaws is depression. I could see that's what he has, because I've seen that in the comic books, and I've seen that I saw that in the movie. Like, yeah, that's definitely Thor's character. He has depression.
yeah.
Really bad depression, because apparently he gained weight. And my boyfriend just loves Fat Thor. He said that's awesome, because now I can cosplay as him. And I'm like, what? How? I mean, anyway, he can still cosplay as him, even though he's black, so. He'd be a fat black Thor.
That sounds incredible.
That's what he says, and now I can cosplay him. So yeah.
I like what they were trying to do with him, but no, he maybe played for jokes a little bit too much.
Yeah, I know. They hit me in the head again. I noticed because that's one problem I have with Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. They just beat me in the head with jokes. They were funny, but I'm like, can we just move on from the jokes? Because I'm, yeah, they a little too much. It's like, everyone's a comedian. That's one problem I do have with the Marvel Universe. That everyone's a comedian. Everyone. Even even this time it was Hulk. Hulk was a comedian this one.
Yeah, Hulk was. I don't know if I liked Hulk.
I did like Hulk. I got over it. But I was getting an.
I thought they were building up to a real cool arc in like the last Thor and Infinity War.
Yeah.
I thought they set up a good arc, and then they're just like, nah, we skipped 5 years, and now he's Professor Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot happened in 5 years. Jeez. Thor got fat and Hulk turned into Professor Hulk. And he's just a comedian now.
Yeah, I'm excited for Thor to be in Guardians, though.
Yeah, I am excited for that. I am really excited for Thor.
There's some cool stuff.
I do want to see him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and
yeah,
that's gonna be very exciting to see. Yeah, I really like the way Thor talks to Rocket Raccoon. They have a good friendship, and I like to see more of them together. It was really fun.
The dynamic between
Thor
and Rocket, it's somewhat similar between Rocket and Yondu in the second one.
Yeah.
Like they reflect each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Rocket, he really connects with just anyone. He just gets along with a lot of people. Yeah, I really do like Rocket.
Glad Baby Groot's gone. I'm very
Oh, I like the Baby Groot. He's a little cute.
It wore off pretty quick on me. I was like, I get this. I got it.
Yeah, they want to sell their Disney kids money, so.
Yeah.
That's they got it. And what else? Yeah, I was really sad when the deaths started happening. Oh God.
Yeah.
I think everyone was crying about that one. I mean, like.
I saw this 3 times at the cinema, and all 3 times I cried.
Really? I only saw it once, so.
I never cry in anything.
Let's see what happens.
And it got me all 3 times.
So you cried for the Black Widow one and the.
I didn't cry for the Black Widow one.
Really?
No, I mean, it didn't bring tears out, but I was like, oh, it was like a punch to the gut. And I felt the same sort of way. Like, no one else felt it, but when like Scott Lang finds Kathy again and she's grown up, that hit me. I don't know why. But
oh wow. Well, because he doesn't get to raise her, so that could be that could be sad. Cause
that struck a chord with me. I was like, dang, alright. I get, and it was so early on. I was like, alright, I get what this movie is.
It was a very depressing movie. That's what it is.
But tears never came out up until Iron Man's death. That's what got me every time.
Yeah, I didn't get the tears, but I felt it because I guess I was too excited. And apparently when I'm too excited, I can't cry. Even when I want to cry, it just doesn't come out. So.
Yeah. But for me, in that sequence, there's 3 like gut punches, and they slowly knocked me over to the edge of the This one happened to me is like when Pepper leans down and she's like, "Oh, it's all right, Tony. You can rest now." And it's like, "Oh, that's pretty young for me."
Yeah.
And then when they put like the wreath out and it's got like the thing from Iron Man 1,
Yeah.
that's real sad. But what made me cry, the third time I watched it, I got to that point and I was good. I was like, alright, I can make it through this. I'm not going to cry. And then John Favreau comes on the screen and he's like, "Oh, your dad loved cheeseburgers." That bit gets me, man. That bit gets me. Too much.
Yeah.
But I think I've heard there's like the director's cut or whatever is 4 or 5 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That might release, and I kind of want to see that version.
So,
I feel like that you can definitely tell that there's some stuff missing.
what? Yeah, I think of course, there's things missing. I mean, like, I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray, so I could see all the scenes that were in there, and it could probably be like what's it, like 5 hour? It could be like a 5 hour movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be full on. That'd be a tough watch, but I'd like to see what they had to cut out.
Yeah. And what is it? Yeah, it was pretty sad when Black Widow died, and then Iron Man. It was like, oof, what is going on here? I was not expecting. It's like, God damn, you're gonna hit me with not just with one death, but with two. And then
I actually sort of predicted Black Widow's death. I had a feeling that was going to come.
I was afraid it would be Hawkeye's death, but it ended up being Black Widow, and it's like great. So it's like
I did enjoy that whole scene where they're trying to see who can kill themselves first.
yeah, I did like that, even though I was like, it's like, stop knee jerking me, like, just tell me who's gonna die.
I was just like, surely, like, it was such a tough movie. I was like, surely they're not gonna take like Hawkeye from his family. Surely not.
Oh man.
Yeah, there was some tough moments in that, but
Yeah.
I loved it a lot.
Yeah, and I did like, oh my god, when Peter Parker was just like getting emotional about Iron Man dying, it's like, oh god, this is getting me. I want to cry, but no tears are coming out. Yeah, that was tough, and I did like the final battle scene with with all the women. I did like that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It was it called, like the A Team Avengers or something?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like it was. I know people say it kind of reminds me of A-Force, but that's not all the members of A-Force.
I think it's cool as like sort of a half little nod to that.
Yeah.
It was a little bit on the nose, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was cool. I did like all the women fighting. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I love Scarlet Witch in that last fight.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch was awesome. She just like,
She's awesome.
she fucking made it know that Thanos makes sure he knows her.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, she's getting a TV show, but I wanted her to get a movie.
Yeah, I guess Marvel or Disney doesn't have enough faith that she can sell a movie by herself. So I guess they decided to put it as a TV show.
Yeah. I feel like I'd enjoy her over like a Black Widow movie or.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna put her with Vision because Vision did not come back alive, so.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna go on there. Because I heard it's gonna take place in the 50s. That's what I've heard. That's like how I guess Scarlet Witch could just. Because, I mean, in the comic book, she has reality warping, so I don't know if she's gonna figure that out in the TV show, and she's gonna go back in time, and
I guess they also just have time travel.
I don't know. So
that was the thing. It took Tony Stark all of like 10 minutes to just work out time travel.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that they didn't even get it. Like they didn't remember Hulk and what is it? They were having a conversation with War Machine on how time travel works. It was just that conversation was kind of funny. He's like, no, that's not how time travel works. It creates an alternate universe. And the funny thing, go ahead.
What do you think about how like the time travel mechanics actually worked in it?
I didn't mind it so much because that was in the Marvel comic books before, but everyone broke that rule and just, fuck it. They didn't. Because I know some writers did the whole it makes an alternate timeline, and then some writers made it that you fucked up the timeline if you go back in time. So.
I quite like how they handled the time travel in this.
Yeah, I like it too because they.
When you go to the past becomes your future now, and the present is now your past or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's cool, and I feel like it makes more sense than like changing stuff in the past. Changes the future.
Well, you never.
And you sort of avoid some crazy paradoxes that will.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about plot holes.
Yeah.
Too bad comic books are not like that. I wish comic books could just. It goes to alternate timeline, but it doesn't do that anymore. I just hope.
It avoids a lot of plot holes instead. Instead of plot holes, they've just screwed over one other universe or whatever.
Yeah, that's how we get plot holes and continuity errors in Marvel and DC. They've been having it for years, and it gets really annoying real quick. I just hate the whole undoing it all and just.
Yeah.
Now it's DC rebooted their universe, and you don't know how many plot holes they already have. They still have plot holes. They didn't stop it, and
DC, man, they're on top of it.
And Marvel has just as many plot holes, and they don't even bother fixing them. So it's just terrible, and I hate. I love comic books, but I hate their continuity errors. It just gets really annoying.
Yeah, it gets frustrating, but it's hard to control though.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much.
I just wish they had like one person who's reading all the comic books and that the editor knows what's going on, and it's like you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah. They need someone to just lay down some basic rules. They need a Kevin Feige for the comics. Just be like,
yes,
don't cross these few lines here.
Yeah, that's what they need. Me and my boyfriend had this discussion for as long as we've been together, and it's just like they need to start doing that. They need to have a Kevin Feige look up all the comic books, see what continuities are going on, and it's like tell future writers you can't cross these lines.
Yeah. But they'll never do it.
Yeah, I don't know if they will ever do it, because I know a lot of writers have their own interpretations of these characters, and sometimes the characters' personalities don't line up with some writers, and it just gets really annoying real fast.
I feel like they should just have their main group just run by their Kevin Feige ripoff, and then if writers want to go outside that, then have a standalone thing that's out.
Yes, you got it right. Just have a different universe. That's it. I don't know why they don't make different universe books where, okay, in this universe Thor is evil, in this universe someone else is evil, and it's just comics writers just love turning good guys into bad guys, and it just gets really annoying.
They do.
And so yeah, yeah, I do like and the funny thing is that the people on the internet didn't understand the whole entire alternate universe stuff, and it is just annoying. It's like big plot hole in Avengers Endgame. It's like, no, there isn't. Where did she get to this plot hole? And it's just like, you guys weren't paying attention to what they were saying. Once they make a change in the past, I mean, like, once they time travel to the past and make an alternate change, it makes an alternate timeline. That's it. So, I mean, H&1 explained it very carefully, too.
Yeah.
So you got Hulk explaining it, and then you got Iron Man explaining it, and you got H&1 explaining it. They explained it 3 times. Can you guys get it for once? Are you guys that dumb? I swear the masses just don't get it sometimes. It's not that hard.
I think it's fairly clear.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, big plot hole. It's like, no, there was not a plot hole. It's very easy.
I think it's fairly airtight.
Oh my god. So yeah, it was crazy. And I did like that cuz in the comic book, I read Infinity Gauntlet when after I saw Infinity War.
Yeah.
And it did make, because the thing is, in the Infinity Gauntlet book, Nebula is the one that steals Infinity Stones, and she makes everyone come back alive, and because she wanted her sister to be back alive, because she loved Gamora and she missed her, and she decided to steal the Infinity Stones from Thanos and bring her back. I know they changed it obviously in the movie, but I did like that they still made her an important character into the story.
Yeah, she's very central. Yeah.
So
She was really good in this as well, actually.
yeah, Nebula was really great. I liked her.
Yeah, she killed it.
And she gets to kill herself.
Yeah.
It's some weird suicide. You get to kill a past version of yourself. That was just crazy, and I just can't wait to see what happens with Gamora, because that Gamora has a different past than the other Gamora that killed Infinity War.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's gonna happen in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with Gamora.
There's no way they can bring back.
Yeah.
Gamora.
She's a totally different Gamora, and I wonder what this causes for the Guardians of the Galaxy. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And Star-Lord is heartbroken because that's not the same Gamora. He was trying to get in that, but he didn't.
Yeah.
She straight up cock blocked him.
Yeah. He got done.
She's like, who are you? Who?
Yeah.
Star-Lord? Who?
Poor Chris Pratt. Come on.
Yeah, I know. He was not getting lucky. He had his bad times with Ego, with his dad, and he's just.
He had a real shit time in this.
And then his mom, his mom died of cancer when he was young.
Yeah.
And Yondu dying, it's just, he does not have good luck at all.
Yeah. The MCU loves to kill everyone's parents.
Yes, they do.
Kevin's favorite thing to do.
Oh man, well they killed Iron Man when he just had a daughter.
This is true. This is true.
So yeah.
They killed his parents in Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's lucky in the Marvel Universe. Oh man. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen to his daughter. Is she gonna be like an Iron Man character? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be half interested to see if the kid, they do anything with the kid from Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah, I saw because me and my boyfriend's watching it, and he was like, "Oh, that's the guy. That's the kid from Iron Man 3." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Oh shit, it's him." Yeah, and then so yeah, I wonder if he's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be either Iron Man's daughter or the kid from Iron Man 3, and they're gonna be Iron. One of them. It'll be interesting. One of them ends up becoming Iron Lad from Young Avengers.
I feel like it's got to, if they're going to do it, it's got to be the kid from Iron Man 3 because he's closer to the right age. They'd have to wait a while before his daughter could do it.
Unless they do another fast forward.
Oh no!
And I don't know, but that alternate timeline thing is pretty cool. It could open more storylines in different universes. I think that's.
Yeah. Well, they're bringing the multiverse into Far From Home.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting with Mysterio coming from alternate universe. So I would definitely like to see alternate universes happening.
If I'm honest, I actually wouldn't mind if this was just it. They just stopped the MCU.
Oh, I wouldn't want that. Because I want to see more characters.
Me too, but like if they did that, I'll be fine with it. Like I feel like it's a good conclusion.
Yeah.
But, I'm excited for the next Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I am definitely excited for the next Spider-Man.
I do want to see where they go from here.
Yeah.
The quality.
And I do want to see what is it I'm hoping that the original the alternate timeline can become the ultimate universe. I think that would be a cool, interesting idea. That's what I was thinking. And it'd be cool to like maybe have Miles Morales in there.
So I want them to bring him in.
Yeah, and
I want to see him interact with Tom Holland.
yeah, that would be
I
awesome.
think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like if Miles Morales from that universe, like Peter Parker dies in that universe and he comes over to the main one, that would be awesome. I would like that. And
even because of like the time jump, the 5 years, you could have Miles Morales as like older than Peter Parker.
oh yeah, that can work too.
You could do some crazy stuff there.
Yeah, because me and my boyfriend was thinking they can do a lot of things with 5 years because they can make another Iron Man movie or they can make another Captain America set in that 5 year time frame.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, they
I don't know
could.
if they will, but they definitely could.
Yeah, they can do a lot with that 5 year time frame and do movies there. Like this is probably not the last time we're gonna see these characters. Who knows? So
I feel like there's got to be no way it's the last time we see Robert Downey Jr.
yeah, I don't know. And what did you think about Sam Wilson becoming Captain America?
I'm down with it.
Yeah, I'm down with it too. I'm pretty excited for that. And I
think originally I wanted Bucky first.
Yeah.
I like the Winter Soldier Captain America.
Yeah, I did like that one too. I mean, he looked pretty
In
awesome.
terms of this universe, it does make more sense for it to be Sam.
I guess they wanted to push the diversity more for
Yeah.
the MCU.
And also, everyone thinks that Winter Soldier blew up a UN building or whatever.
Oh yeah, he was basically a terrorist, and I don't know if they would have wanted that as him being Captain America.
Yeah.
So.
Because those Sokovia Accords are still in place or whatever.
Oh yeah, they didn't mention anything about the Sokovia Accords at all. I don't know how that's gonna play into that because they did not. They just like forget about what happened in Civil War, the Sokovia Accords. Just keep on going with. Just keep being superheroes because apparently that was not in effect whatsoever. I don't know what was going on there, and
Well, they half mentioned it in Infinity War.
Yeah, they was mentioned in Infinity War. They were in hiding, and then Endgame they just forget about it. What else was there?
I guess maybe they just ended after that. They were like, well, governments are dead.
Yeah, I think they probably ended it after the whole snap happened. They probably decided to just like fuck this thing that's going on, which doesn't happen in the comic books after the Civil War. The thing was still happening though. The the registration. I forgot what is it called. What the superhero registration? It's still going on, and then it just fizzled out. Like it just the government just decided just to let it go and let the superheroes be heroes again and forget about the secret identities and whatever. And what else was there? I did like Captain Marvel kicking Thanos' butt. I thought that was pretty awesome.
That was a bit of fun. I liked the fight with him. I wasn't a massive fan of how she just came and destroyed the massive ship straight up.
Oh, she could do that.
Yeah, that's the problem that carries on from the Solo movie, and that was my one issue with that.
Oh.
Whenever there was a lot of the writers, it felt like for me that when she got backed into a corner, they were just like, well, she gets stronger.
Yeah, she does get stronger. She goes, because in the comic book she has a binary form, and she just like goes Super Saiyan, and no one can stop her when she's in that mode. Like she's very powerful when she comes to that. It's like basically like Phoenix from Jean Grey. It's basically something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting. I did like that part.
That was a bit of fun.
And I thought that was.
Like punching her, and she just doesn't flinch, so he has to like pull out the stone and he hits it.
Yeah. And Iron Man pulling that last plan with his own Infinity Gauntlet and with the stones.
Yeah,
that was
the big play there.
Yeah, that was just awesome. Really good.
That was the only thing. I guess just Iron Man suits can substitute for an Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, that is awesome. And I did like Rescue. She was pretty awesome too.
That was cool.
Yeah, I want to see more of Rescue, but apparently she said that she is done with the Marvel universe. That I read that before, and it's like, no, don't be done yet. You just became a superhero with an awesome costume. Don't stop.
Yeah.
I don't know.
More, but I understand why they don't want to bring her back or why she doesn't want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the costume. She was awesome there. And I did like the War Machine Iron Patriot costume. It looked pretty cool. Like it was a updated one with more armor than before. It was pretty awesome. I want to see that armor again because it looked pretty cool.
Is there a War Machine TV show?
No, there's nothing for War Machine. I want them to make a War Machine TV show. They should make one.
I feel like they should just chuck him in the Falcon and Bucky one.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see. Yeah, because he's like already friends with them and they get along. Guys, we saw that in Civil War and we saw a little bit in this movie. And
I guess the other thing with that is like the budget.
Unless he gets his own movie, I don't know. But so far they announced nothing for him.
Surely they won't give the movie to War Machine.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with War Machine, because they only announced Falcon and Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch with Vision, and then I heard rumors of Syfy and Hawkeye series.
Yeah. Hawkeye.
Yeah, that would be cool to see Hawkeye. I like to see Syfy too, because I like to see where she's been all these years, because she hasn't been nowhere. I know she was too busy doing Blind Spot, the actress, so they couldn't do anything for her. And I read this rumor, and I'm hoping it's actually true that they make so they can show where she's been. And they also make a Loki series. I know that. I just don't know.
Yeah, do you think the Loki series will be a prequel, or do you reckon it'll be in this alternate universe where
it could be both? I mean, I don't know what it could, because it could go out of the past, or it could go to the alternate universe. I think it would be cool to see the alternate universe Loki.
Yeah.
Because he can go anywhere and see what happens with this Loki. It'll be interesting.
I have a feeling that's what they're going to do. I think that would be cool. I'd like to see that.
And it'll be interesting if Loki decides to change his character because he sees what happens to this Loki, and it's just maybe it changes who he is. I don't know. So yeah, and they got a lot going for this movie. I liked it a lot.
Me too. They've got a lot of things set up. They're not slowing down. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're not.
We're getting Marvel movies until we die.
Pretty much. They're not ending this universe whatsoever, and hopefully they add X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I saw a rumor about that actually. I think Kevin Feige said they weren't going to do it for like at least 5 years.
Yeah,
But there's a rumor. I think he said he'd do Fantastic Four before X-Men.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I read that today, but I wasn't sure it was true.
Get the Fantastic Four out by 2022, I think.
Yeah, I did read about that.
I hope it's true. I'd love to see a good Fantastic Four.
I really hope that Namor is, because I heard the rumor of Namor being in Doctor Strange too.
Oh, right. That'd be cool.
And I'd like to see that too. So I'm hoping those rumors are true as well.
Exciting time.
Yes, for more Marvel movies. And
it's not Warner Brothers, so nothing will get cancelled. Except for all the Netflix shows that got cancelled.
Yes, I know. I'm so depressed about that. And I can't wait to see Jessica Jones season 3 next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that. So now we're gonna be talking about the books. I think it's enough for the movie.
Yeah. I like it. Everyone watch the movie.
So you wanna go first or I go first for the books?
I can go first, sure.
Okay.
Let's start off. I've been reading some books. I've been a little bit busy, but I've been getting there. Continuing, despite how DC and Warner Brothers bashing theme this week. Everything I read this week was DC.
Oh. What did you read?
So the first thing I read was, I've read it before, but I decided to go in again, was the Tower of Babel run in JLF.
But, what did you think of that one?
I love that one. That's one of my favourites. I think it's like issue 43 to 46 or something. I love that. That's been one of my favourites for a while.
I never read.
It's not quite my favourite Justice League lineup, but
The Tower of Babel? I've heard of that one. I think Tower. I said Towel. Yeah.
So it's like Rachel Gould.
Oh, it's Rachel Gould.
He's able to like hack some of Batman's files or something, and he finds Batman's had.
Oh, that's the one that
plans and things to like take down everyone in the Justice League.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I watched the Justice League Doom movie. Is an animated movie that's based on that.
Yeah.
But it does Vandal Savage instead of Ra's al Ghul.
Okay.
And he has like a Legion of Doom team, and they hack into Batman's files and start using it as going after the Justice League. Yeah. So
it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. And it and because the Justice League find out obviously that it's Batman's plans that he's been using in Batman's files, and so there's a lot of distrust there, and they vote him out of the Justice League, and it sets up a lot of good stuff for future runs. It's really, really, really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like to read that version, the comic book version. I only seen the movie one, so I didn't know Ra's al Ghul was the the original story. I didn't know it was Ra's al Ghul. That's pretty interesting. I definitely want to be more interested in that one.
It's cool. I recommend it. It's that's probably that's one of my favorite Justice League.
I haven't read everything. I've read a lot of stuff. I still haven't read everything. So there's things that you know that I don't know. That's good.
But you get to make up a real opinion on it.
Oh, it sucks. I haven't even read it yet. It sucks.
Oh, no. Lies. Heresy.
Oh, man.
And continuing on my Justice League theme, I also read Volume 1 of Jeff Johns' New 52 run.
Oh, yeah, I love that run. Oh,
yeah,
it's great.
I'd seen like the movie of it. It was an animated movie.
Yeah, Justice League War.
Yeah, and that was pretty good, but I think I like the comic a lot. And I think I like this lineup for the Justice League a lot. This could be my favourite.
Yeah, Jeff Johns' run of Justice League is awesome. There's like a lot of things that's great about it. It's not just the first volume. Is
touches is gold.
Yes, I could agree with that. I love his Doomsday Clock. I'm really liking Shazam, even though it gets delayed often.
Yeah.
And I like his Green Lantern run. From
Green Lantern run is just incredible. It's so big.
Yeah, he has a lot of runs, but I didn't read all of them. I only read the New 52 one with Sinestro in the first volume. So yeah, I do like that run with Green Lantern. And he introduced Simon Baz, which is another awesome Green Lantern character.
Yeah.
And then, in Justice League, he introduced Jessica Cruz, and I like her story there. And yeah, everything that Jeff Johns touches, it becomes great.
this book, and the art's Jim Lee, so it's awesome. The art's great. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's when he was not so busy, but then he ended up getting so busy and just like him and Jeff Johns just got busy and just stopped doing books. And then Jeff Johns is trying to get back into it, and it's just like, dude.
I hope he does.
I know, but he's still going through delays. Like he was missing writing books for a long time, and it's like, oh, I want to do it again. So he just starts writing books, and he's just not having time for it. I just hope that, because I remember his plan is to write Doomsday Clock, write Shazam, and 3 Jokers. I don't know when his 3 Jokers usually coming out, because there have not been any announcement on that. But what is it? I think Jason Fabbook, the artist of that book, he's been giving updates on his artwork for that book. So I don't know if they're writing that book and they just not releasing it until it's finished. But that'll be awesome. They just do that. I don't mind that. He should do that with all his books. Just wait until you're finished and then release it. Don't release it as you're doing it. If you're that busy and you're making delays, just don't.
I'm happy to get a good book.
Yeah. That's what you should have done with Doomsday Clock. Just wait until he finishes it and then release it all. I don't understand why they're doing this monthly thing.
Yeah.
It gets really annoying.
One of the other things I read was also New 52, Volume 1 of Ryan Azzarello's Wonder Woman run.
Oh, yeah, that was also good. I like that run too.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet setup. I like this book a lot. The art's pretty awesome. I like it. It's a bit unique. It's very bloody, this book.
Oh yeah, Ryan Azzarello, he's used to writing bloody books because his
it's quite gory.
His Dark Knight Returns 3 with Frank Miller, that was pretty bloody, and he also got this other book that just came out recently with it's called Batman Damned, which I didn't like the first issue, and it was just not into it, but I guess you can't win them all, but yeah, but I did like his Wonder Woman run. That was like the best Wonder Woman run I've ever read, still to this day.
It's an awesome setup, and they're just like going down searching for all the gods and stuff.
Yeah, it felt like a God of War Wonder Woman. That's what it felt like to me.
It's awesome. And then Poseidon's just a giant fucking fish.
Oh yeah, it was so weird.
That was awesome. I love that.
I don't even.
So weird and out there, but I just love it.
Did you see Hades yet?
Yeah.
With the like a candle.
Like the candle boy.
It was so weird. Oh my god. And what is it? They had Firstborn. They had Apollo. It was like a lot of interesting gods. And it's like, I did like Ares there too. I mean, he was actually the best way he should be written. Like, he wasn't just straight up evil. He was like trying to balance war, which is a great thing. And
it's awesome.
And it's pretty awesome that he passes the mantle to Wonder Woman after he dies. I mean, did you read that part? Okay. What did you
us? For that bit, but I do know that happens.
Oh, okay. So I was like, oh no, I spoiled it for him. Even though it's been years old.
So, I'm up to the bit. I'm reading old shit. I'm up to the bit they sent they just duped Poseidon and everyone, and Wonder Woman sent what's her name? Zeus's wife or whatever. She sent.
Oh, Hera, whatever.
Hera,
Yeah.
And then Candleboy tricks the Zola.
Yeah.
And he's just grabbed her, and that's the cliffhanger I've been with.
Yeah. I just wish that the DC would actually. I mean, the writers had to go back into this story mode. It was just because I noticed they still cling on to the old Wonder Woman from the pre-52, and I just don't care for that Wonder Woman. I like the new 52 Wonder Woman.
The new 52 was just awesome. She's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I just wish.
It's nice to have a great Wonder Woman run as well.
What? Who else? You said?
I said it's nice to have a great Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I've not been liking Wonder Woman since. I mean, after Brian Azzarello, Wonder Woman's been crap, and I did like it when James Robinson was writing Wonder Woman. He did great, and then they changed the writer again to G. Willow Wilson, and she's not doing a good job. Her run has just been terrible, and it's like I dropped it. I just gave up. It's not I did not like it. So I'm hoping for Wonder Woman to be good again, hopefully in the future. I wish they could just keep doing what Brian Azzarello was doing. It's just pretty awesome.
We got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other thing I've been reading, the last thing, I'm working my way through this because this is massive. It's called Action Comics 80 Years of Superman.
Oh wow! Isn't that
collection.
Just a big collection of all DC? Action comic books.
It's not all of them. It's just a bunch of just a bunch of the good ones and different runs and stuff. It's just a collection of fan favourites, and it is massive. So I'm taking my time to get through it.
Oh.
It's cool. Really cool.
I'm pretty sure there's some dated ones.
Oh yeah, there is. There definitely is. But it's still cool to see like where Superman started and all the Silver Age of everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't really touch a lot of that stuff, but it's I think it's good to see.
Yeah. So, is there anything else? You said there's a lesson.
That's all the books I've been reading.
Alright, so I'm gonna go from last week, not this week, because I've not read all my books this week, and it's just, I've been real busy, so I'm just gonna go for this week, from last week. And the first book I'm gonna talk about is Doomsday Clock number 10, which was basically about Dr. Manhattan rewriting the whole universe. Like, they retconned it that Flash was the one that rebooted the universe. It was actually Dr. Manhattan. Because I think the idea is that he wants to get rid of superheroes because he sees the destruction they cause. And he was trying to take out, because he noticed Superman was the start of this equation. Like, Superman is the one that brought all superheroes to exist.
Yeah.
And I noticed in the book he watches this actor's life that gets ruined by superheroes, I think. And he's watching his future, and he sees that his future goes to shit, so he tries to undo it by just making Superman be born in a different time period. Yeah. So he gets born. He like instead of him being born in the 30s, he ends up. When he did try to like not make him born at all, but for some reason its fate is stopping him, and Superman gets to be born in the 80s. I mean the Krypton gets blown up in the 80s, and he lands on Earth sometime period in the 80s. So the universe starts, the superhero universe starts in the 80s, and we see what happens with that. And it becomes a new 52. That's what happens, and
yeah, right.
And what is it? So yeah, the JSA doesn't exist anymore, and yeah, the Jay Garrick doesn't exist, or Alan Scott. They end up appearing in another universe, which is they are younger in that universe, Earth 2. So yeah, so it's pretty interesting. I like the book. I give it an 8.0. I really liked what's going on there. Everything's not clear. I'm still kind of confused with what's going on. I'm just like theory crafting what's like figuring out what's actually going on, because I know it's Jeff Johns. He doesn't explain everything. He's like, you have to try to figure out what's going on with the pieces in there.
Yeah.
And I basically got some of it, but not all of it. But I really do like what's going on. I think it's a pretty interesting idea to see Dr. Manhattan create the New 52 universe. And it does make sense because I remember the Teen Titans, they didn't remember their past, and then all of a sudden they do remember their past. And it has to do something with this has to do something with Dr. Manhattan fucking with people's past and futures, that all of a sudden they do remember and don't remember, and he's messing with the universe. And I did like one interesting plot point with Wally West. He sees what Dr. Manhattan is doing, and he says that you better be careful what you're doing, because the superheroes are gonna find out, and when they do, they're gonna do something dangerous to you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's that gonna lead up to, and see what happens with that.
They're setting up some cool stuff.
Yeah, they are setting some cool stuff, and there's only 2 issues left. I want to see how they're gonna include the story, but it's pretty interesting to see the Watchmen characters interact with the DC universe. Like, it's pretty cool to see Batman. It's been cool to see Batman interacting with Rorschach, and
yeah, that'd be awesome. That's what I want to see.
It already happened, but yeah, it was pretty awesome to see that. And Ozymandias was also there. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see that. And yeah, I don't know because I'm kind of confused whether this happens after Flashpoint, or that continuity that's like that was after Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Because after Flashpoint, the New 52 did not happen at that time. In the comic books, they had like a closing chapter of the pre-52 for like a couple of months, and then they went to New 52 after that, and they said that it was Flash that caused the New 52 to happen at that time period. So I don't know if this is taking place during that after Flashpoint period where they had like the endings for all the comic books. I don't know if that's supposed to be Doctor, because there's a part in the Doomsday Clock where Dr. Manhattan meets up with all the heroes, and he fights all the heroes on Mars, and Superman's supposed to come, and everything just disappears, I think. And I'm not sure that's when he came around and undo the whole universe. Like, he was, because it looked like he was observing the universe in the book, and maybe he did stop time there when the superheroes find out that he was there, and they try to stop him, and maybe he just stopped time and looked in the past and then changed it around a bit, and there goes Union 52. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Simple.
yeah. So that was interesting how Jeff Johns figured this out, how he made the Watchmen characters, fuck. I mean, mess around with this universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a pretty interesting book. I like what's going on there, and I can't wait for 11 and 12 to come out when eventually they. I don't know when they're gonna come out, but I guess I'll wait and see.
We'll find out.
So the next book is Amazing Spider-Man number 22, and this is the conclusion to Haunted, which was a storyline with Craven and Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. I mean, Craven teams up with Arcade and puts a whole bunch of villains and Spider-Man in this arena, and has a whole bunch of civilians, more like criminals, because they're fucking crazy, those people. They end up going to virtual reality. Like, it's weird, because it's not virtual reality, but it's just weird because they put their VR sensors on and they appear in that arena. Which I don't know how it's supposed to make any sense, but apparently they appear in that arena as like soldiers that kill all these villains that's trapped in the arena. Because Craven captures a whole bunch of animal-themed villains and put them in some type of arena and let them get killed by civilians, like some mass serial killers. And Spider-Man is trying to save them all, and he couldn't save them all. Some of them actually got killed. And it is insane, and it's just that's why I love the story, because you see Peter Parker, like, he gets ripped apart emotionally because he's trying to save everyone. Because he knows the villains, even though they're villains, they didn't deserve, being put in an arena and get killed.
Yeah.
Just by a whole bunch of serial killers. And it's just crazy to see Spider-Man go through those emotions, and the thing is what Craven wanted from Peter Parker was to do the thing. He wanted Peter Parker to be so mad at the situation that he ends up killing Craven. He wanted Peter Parker to cross the line in this issue. And I just thought wow, that's amazing. Like, he wanted him to cross that line. And the disappointing part is that he still doesn't cross that line. Even after some of those people being killed. He's like, Peter Parker's like, no, I won't kill you no matter what you do. Because the thing is, Craven was even letting, like, he didn't die though. It was the Lizard's son was also in this situation, and it's just lucky Black Cat was protecting him, and so he didn't get to die. So,
How many issues did this go for?
like something like 8 issues, or it was a long crossover. It was like a lot of issues. I forgot how many issues Haunted had. I'll have to look it up, because they had a lot of they had the main series going on, and then they had tie-ins.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, it was just, and some of them focused on different characters, and I did like that. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to see different character perspectives, and I did like the Lizard one, and there was a different one with I forgot his name already. It was like a monkey. It was like a gorilla villain. I forgot his freaking name, but anyway, but it was pretty awesome to see this storyline conclude. I know Peter Parker. I should have expected Peter Parker not to cross that line still to kill Craven, but Craven he understand. Suppose I don't know. Somehow he said he understands why Peter Parker can't kill, and I think because he doesn't know how to cope with death. I think that's one of Peter Parker's flaws that he doesn't know how to. Maybe when he kills someone, he doesn't. He thinks he's gonna turn evil, or maybe, or maybe he won't be in a good state of mind.
Irredeemable. Yeah.
What's
Awesome.
what's messed up?
Out there.
What's messed up is that because the thing is, Craven is sick. He's a terrible man. He created a whole bunch of clones of himself and killed his children.
Nice.
Terrible. And all the clones died except for one. Because they were like fighting for survival, and apparently one survived, and he was the chosen one to become the next Craven. And since Peter Parker did not want to kill Craven, he decides to dress up as Spider-Man and have the clone kill him.
What? What?
So the clone thought he killed Spider-Man, but he actually killed his own father. Like, it made it seem like, I know it's clones, but they saw him as they saw him as their dad. But so
That's such a roundabout way of trying to kill yourself. Definitely.
So when he unmasks because he thought he killed Peter Parker, and he unmasks him, and it's like, oh shit, it's Craven, the original version of me. It's just like, and they put the picture of Craven and all his clones, and on there at the end, and it's just like, oh shit, that's kind of dark. He actually killed the original Craven, so he's pissed off, and he's gonna do something to Spider-Man for making him do that when Craven actually made him do that, but it's whatever. And I don't know what happened with Arcade, because Arcade was there and he was doing some fucked up shit. He was putting traps for the villains to get killed, and it's just, God, Arcade is just as bad as Craven, and just to have them two working together, it just makes things worse for the world. And it was a really dark storyline. I loved it. I know it's terrible me seeing characters get killed, and it's just, I just like that this story was actually pushing Peter Parker to all these different emotions and breaking him apart, and see what the thought process is for him. See the thought process for Black Cat and Lizard and his son going through the same thing. It's just, and Vulture was there as well, and he was going through some stuff. I mean, like, he was also a terrible person because he wanted to take this opportunity to take over the people, like manipulate the villains that were there, and find their own ways to get killed. Like, he wanted to survive, but he manipulated the villains to, like, oh, join me in a fight, and purposely let them get killed one by one. Like, he was on his for selfish reasons. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. I mean, terrible as what his human being personality is. But I did like what was going on. It was an emotional roller coaster. So I gave that an 8.0. It was all great. I really liked that storyline. Nick Spencer did a good job with that one. Okay, Batman Last Night #1, which is from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, and it's also,
He's got some good stuff.
yeah, he does. You gotta read his new 52 Batman run.
Yeah.
With is Jonathan Galapo and SCO Pleska is also in the book for Batman Last Night on Earth. Part I only read, this is only the first part. I haven't read the other ones, so this one was pretty interesting. It goes with it makes Batman wake up like he's what is it? He's trying to figure out this crime that's been going on, and he was actually trying to solve it, and he notices that the crime leads to where his parents died, and he sees himself in there, and yeah, it's weird because you see a young Bruce Wayne in there, and a young Bruce Wayne is talking to him, and the thing is lifts up the umbrella and see that he's dead, and the thing is there's like a big explosion, and he wakes up from a coma. And Alfred tries to trick Batman into thinking that this whole entire time of being in this Batman universe, he was in a coma.
Yeah, you're reading some talk shit.
And then Bruce Wayne, the detective that he is, he finds out that Alfred was lying the whole time, and he was not. He did wake up from a coma, but he woke up like years in the future, and he sees that the future is all fucked up, like that the whole entire world is like a desert. It's like some Mad Max stuff going on, and he meets up with Wonder Woman, and he sees that the world is all messed up, like everyone's living in a desert, and he's just trying to figure out what's going on. It's a pretty interesting story. I like it. I wish it did go with the story where that Batman was always in a coma, that this whole him fighting, having a family, and a world of superheroes was in all in his mind. Like that was somehow did not exist at all. Which is pretty interesting because Alfred puts that trick on him for like a real long time. Like he's in a virtual world and he's just fighting a whole bunch of. All his villains are like his doctors, and it's just pretty interesting to see them like telling Batman that he's freaking crazy, and it turns out that Batman he still is fucking crazy though. Even though he's like, oh, he's not so crazy after all. That was just Alfred tricking him, and and you see this whole world is a desert, and it's just all fucked up, and you're just trying to figure out what's going on, because apparently we don't know who released the disease, but apparently the whole world got some radiation disease, and everybody is just fuck. Like there's people dying left and right, and yeah, there's like some zombie virus kind of thing.
This is also dark.
Yeah, I know DC loves writing dark stuff. Well, Marvel was that Spider-Man story was dark too, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. You see Batman interacting with Poison Ivy and Vixen. It was another interesting story. I give that one 8.0 too. It's really good. I really liked it. I really want to see what's going on with it. Yeah, it is a good start. I really like it. I mean, Scott Snyder is really living it up with Batman. So yeah, the next book I'm going to go with is Thor number 13. This was like the best book of the week for me because yeah, I think it was. I give this one a 9. This one was it was about Odin's brother, Cole. Cole Borson, something like that. Yeah, Cole Borson. I think that's how you say it. But Odin has he has a brother he's like the god of fear. And in the War of the Realms storyline, Odin told him to fight the Dark Elves, and the story talks about his past, how he did not like that Odin was the chosen one from. And the thing is that he was the older brother. He was older than Odin, and he had jealousy from him because he was able to pick up a hammer that he wasn't able to pick up, and he was jealous of that.
Right.
And it wasn't a meteor; it was a different hammer for some reason. I noticed, and when I was reading the book, and you see him go through that, and they hate each other for that reason, and you see Cole go through different emotions with he sees that Thor also goes through this big depression because he wasn't worthy of the hammer, and for some reason that changes his perspective on things. Like he decided to not be a villain anymore, and decided to he was fighting Malekith, and he was fighting the Dark Elves, and the Dark Elves were gonna kill some children, like they were like enslaving them and then killing them. And Cole did not like seeing that whatsoever. He did not like seeing children as slaves and letting them letting them get killed after that. And yeah, like the Dark Elves were just using them. Like when they're done with them, they just kill them, kind of thing. And Cole decided to just save them, and for some reason it changed his personality. He had some character development, Cole, and he decided to become the god of love, which is kind of weird, but yeah, he decides to kill the Dark Elves, and one Dark Elf actually gets to kill Cole. He dies, and then the children decide to like kill the rest of the Dark Elves, and they like decide to like take on his mantle and become what he stood for. So it was pretty interesting to see all that. I like the nice change of character development that he saw a flaw within himself and became a better person. I like that, and it was pretty interesting to see him become that, and he sacrificed his life for a whole bunch of children that were going through some bad times there. So it was a pretty amazing story. I like this one. It was
good to see a good Thor book.
Yeah, it was a really good book, and I was surprised because I have not been liking Thor, but this one was really amazing. I really liked it because I had not been liking the War of the Realms storyline, and it's just this one was different. This one was pretty good. What else is there? So the next book is Catwoman Annual #1, which is another good book. I gave this an 8.0. This one was by Joel. I forgot. Anyways, yeah, the Catwoman book was. it was a pretty interesting book. I really did like it. It was it was Joelle Jones that was writing this one. Yeah, she's been writing the series. I wasn't sure she just wrote the annual as well, because sometimes it's a different writer for annuals. But and the artist was Elena Casgrande, I think. But yeah, it was a really good book. Catwoman, she was stealing a jewel, and she ends up running into um a person that was there, like a homeless person, and she just collapses, and Catwoman decides to take her home and feeds her and brings her back to health, and she's living there with Catwoman, and she what is it, one night when Catwoman was out, she decides to bring a whole bunch of friends in there, and Catwoman was mad, and they broke something, and Catwoman decided for them to I don't know, she noticed that the life was hard for them, and she decided to she decided to make a whole crew of like thieves, and they steal stuff just to better their lives, like to sell, like whatever they steal, they like steal from the rich and auction it off for money and to support themselves, and so it's like a Robin Hood kind of thing, and yeah, it was weird because there's some investigation going on. Like Catwoman was telling a journalist this story, and you find out what's going on. And there's also cops that tell the story, but they tell a fake version of the story, and you find out the real ones from Catwoman. So, so yeah, it's pretty interesting to see Catwoman, the human side of her, where she cares about people, and she wants to see the homeless girls be able to be able to support themselves. I know they do it by stealing from the rich, which is still bad, but they were stealing from the rich
Yeah.
to make money off of these items, and then somehow they support themselves.
Classic Robin Hood thing.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, and during the midway of the story, they steal from some Vandal Savage-like character, which I think was supposed to be Vandal Savage, but they couldn't put him in the story. And because they said that he's been living for a whole bunch of years, and he knows Vandal Savage, but he's yeah, he knows him, and he's gotten rich by living for so long, and the thieves they stole something from him, and then that character ends up he's called Immortal Man, and he ends up killing the thieves that were working with Catwoman, and only one survives, and that's when the cops find out that Catwoman was involved in this, and that's where the investigation comes through, and the journalist talks to Catwoman. So yeah, that's where you find out. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. And Catwoman ends up killing the Immortal Man, and and it was pretty interesting to see that story. It was pretty interesting to see a human story with Catwoman. I really liked it.
Yeah.
She actually does care about people, even though she does steal things, but she does. That's the only difference between her and other villains. That she still cares about people, even though she steals things.
She's more of an anti-hero in that.
Yeah, she's more of an anti-hero. She's not cold-hearted.
I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. I really liked the story. So yeah. Oh no, she didn't kill him. It was I thought she did kill him. I remember she did. It was she just stabbed him and Superman takes him. That's what it was. So yeah, she doesn't kill him, but she wanted to kill him, but Superman comes in and takes him. But I still like, huh?
Those moves.
I think he just takes him to prison, but that's about it. But yeah, I did like what was with that book. I really did like it a lot. So that was fun. And then I'm gonna read. I'm gonna talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 94. That was that was pretty awesome. I like that book as well. I mean, it deals with the city at war stuff that's going on. It's with the thing is that the Ninja Turtles are they're having a war with Karai because Karai wants to take over Karai wants to take over the Foot Clan again from Splinter. The Splinter took over the Foot Clan and yeah, so she's trying to win it back, but the thing is she wanted to kill the children and Spencer wasn't cool with that. He says, nope, you're not taking over the Foot Clan. And so the Ninja Turtles want to meet up with her to see if they could change her mind about not wanting to kill children and cause havoc on New York. And Karai ends up stabbing one of their friends named Janeka. And the Ninja Turtles are trying to get her to a hospital while fighting a whole bunch of villains that work with Karai. And you see the Mutanimals come in, try to help Raphael to fight Karai's army because Karai makes a deal with the mobsters. That the mobsters had a deal with Splinter before, but Karai talked to them and changed them over to her side. So now, so now they're all fighting each other. Splinter went over there and everybody's fighting each other. There's a whole war going on, and Bishop is also getting involved in the war with Metalhead. They're talking the helicopter, and it's an all-out war. I mean, City at War is literally the title. So so everybody's fighting each other, and it's just.
I like it. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I really like it too. Get this one 8.5. I really like this one. And it's just pretty cool to see the Ninja Turtles trying to save this one person. They tried to take her to the hospital, and it didn't work because there was just too many villains interrupting their driveway. And they decided to go to Mentanimals' house because there's a doctor in over there. Well, she's a scientist, so I guess they're trying to see if like, oh, maybe because she's a scientist, she probably knows some type of doctoring, but she's gonna use Donatello and some other scientist called Harrow. So it's gonna be three scientists trying to figure out how to be a doctor and just nurse her up to health. I don't know if they end up nursing her to health or she's gonna die, but they've been killing characters left and right in these hurdles, and I wouldn't be surprised if they kill her off.
Nice.
Because they had a previous war with the Krang and Bishop and the Triceratons, and Slash ended up dying there, and it's just
full on. I like it.
Yeah, you should definitely read Ninja Turtles, the IDW series. It's a really good series. I really like it. It's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite runs for comic books.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. It's great.
I like it. I better get on it.
Yeah, Ms. Hers, you gotta get on that one.
Hell yeah.
It's been great. Superman Leviathan Special Number 1 with some Brian Michael Bendis. He's making this whole Leviathan event, and I've been kind of interested on it a little bit, like, because the thing with Bendis is that he has good ideas, he just doesn't make concrete ideas. He just he just puts a whole bunch of ideas on paper, on the paper, and then changes it as he's writing it.
Right, yeah.
And so it's just never concrete ideas. It's just ideas is ever changing. It just gets really annoying. But I really did like this one because it sets up the event really. It sets up what's going to happen in his event. Because he's going to have a 6-issue event called Leviathan. And in this issue, Superman gets kidnapped. I mean, he gets kidnapped as Clark Kent. And then Tala al Ghul is talking to Clark Kent, and Clark Kent is trying to figure out what the hell is going on because all these organizations are getting turned down by Leviathan. Like the DEO doesn't exist anymore, the Spiral doesn't exist anymore, and Argus is also going through some problems with Amanda Waller. Her Suicide Squad is falling down. So all the secret government organizations are falling apart, and the story is that Leviathan is killing them all, and it's just so yeah, he finds out what's going on with when he's kidnapped with Tal al Ghul. Like, he does some investigations, and Lois Lane finds out that he's been kidnapped. And the thing is, because he didn't tell anyone he was gonna get kidnapped, because he met with some woman earlier in the series. It was it was a black woman. It's a new character. I don't remember her name, but she's like some Amanda Waller character, and she works with Red Cloud, which is another new character that's a villain. Oh, her name's Leon. Leon is her name. So yeah, she told Clark Kent to get kidnapped by Leviathan if you want to find out what's going on. So he purposely gets kidnapped, and Tala al Ghul was trying to figure out if he was Superman, but she couldn't figure it out. I didn't like that part because I know that, Tala al Ghul should be smart enough to figure out that Clark Kent and Superman is the same person. She shouldn't have to kidnap him to figure out that they're the same person. She should just know that already. She should be smart enough to know that that's the same person. So yeah, it's just crazy how he gets kidnapped. And
what's your rating?
And Lois Lane, what you say?
What's your rating for the book?
Was he writing for the book?
Your score.
Oh, what's my score? I give it an 8.0 because there's some things I didn't like and did like. It was good. I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as other books. But I did really enjoy it. Lois Lane does find out that Clark has been kidnapped. She calls Batman and Wonder Woman to figure out what's going on, and it's pretty interesting how she figures it out, what's going on. She decides to, because she waited a day to hear from Superman, and she didn't hear from him for a whole 24 hours, and she went to go ask Batman and Wonder Woman what happened, and they said that they think that he got kidnapped by Tal Al Ghul, so she ends up going over there and saving Superman from being kidnapped, which is pretty interesting. I liked it. She gets Jimmy Olsen in, because there's a time that Jimmy Olsen ends up, I don't know, he ends up getting drunk in a hotel and finds a girl there. We don't know. I don't know the full story with that because it cuts off and it goes to Lois Lane. And then after Lois Lane finds Batman and Wonder Woman and goes to where Superman is with Tal Al Ghul, and Jimmy is there with her. So I don't know what that story leads up to. So I guess in the Jimmy Olsen series, because there's a 12-issue Jimmy Olsen series coming, and I guess it'll explain the gap that was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also have a story with Supergirl, and she finds out her adopted parents are, I don't know if they're dead or not dead, but there's an explosion that ends up happening because they used to work for the DEO, and this Leviathan has been killing all the government organizations. So Supergirl is gonna find out if this Leviathan killed her adopted parents, and that's pretty interesting. So there's like different stories moving into this. So I did.
It's building up.
Yeah, it's building up. It's building up to an interesting story, and we find out that this guy. I mean, we don't know what his name is yet, but he's taking over Leviathan, and you see that he tries to kick out Tal Al Ghul out of the organization and tries to almost kill her, but Superman saves her. That's after Lois Lane tries to save Superman, and yeah, and he also saves Tal Al Ghul, and he's gonna try to figure out with Tal Al Ghul what's been going on with this organization. So it's pretty interesting. I really like.
Oh, it's nice.
I really like what's going on. I want to see what this storyline is gonna be about. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I really like that one. So there's another couple of books I'm gonna talk about is Magnificent Miss Marvel #3. That one was pretty interesting as well. I mean, it deals with cause the thing is, Miss Marvel runs to a whole bunch of aliens. She's with her best friend Bruno and her parents, and these aliens from another planet says that she's a chosen one. And she goes to the planet and she finds out this is whole entire religion based on her. And the thing is that she is getting like overexcited, like overwhelmed, like in an overexcitement mode. Like she is like amazed by all these people who look up to her, and she's just because she's like getting taken care of. They put her in a big house, like some castle, and give her food and make sure she's sleeping well, make sure her parents are sleeping well, and it's just they're just like telling her about this religion that she's been a part of somehow, and they said that she's supposedly saved the world years ago, and so for some reason she left the planet. And now they need her back, and they decided to go look for her. They found her on Earth, and the thing is, Miss Marvel was like, this never happened. I don't understand what you guys talking about. But she gets amazed by all these people looking up to her, and there's a whole religion based on her, and she she just, I don't know, she's lacking the attention because there's some people that end up getting hurt over there and she saves them and people are like, oh my god, you saved us, you're the chosen one. And this is like, she gets tricked by it. And the parents are thinking the opposite. They don't like what's going on. They think that they just think that she's just being distracted by the people, and this is all full of crap. She's not some godlike figure. And the funny thing is that they find one person that knows the truth of what's going on. So Miss Marvel and the parents are gonna talk to him, and they try to escape because the thing is, he was trapped. He was like in prison, and the thing is, Miss Marvel goes to save him, and they just try to go to some spaceship and to try to escape to talk some more. And someone shoots the ship down and it explodes. So I don't know. I'm thinking the characters do survive somehow. They're gonna make some freaking explanation of how they survive and explain what this whole religion is about. But I liked it.
That's setting up a few twists, I'm feeling.
I like it. I give it an 8.0. I like this one. It was pretty interesting. I liked it a lot. And Saladin Ahmed is writing that one. It's a really good story. I really like it.
Alright, next book.
Yeah. Next book is Age of X-Men X-Tremists number 4. Which is from the Age of X-Men storyline where
I think we need more X's in that title.
Yeah, they do for a lot of. They got X-Men and X-Tremists. So yeah, this is a universe where X-Men makes his own. He makes his own universe. Excuse me, and it deals with a lot of like, if you fall in love with someone, you're put into prison, and everyone forgets who you are. So there's like a lot of things that deals with sin. Like, if you have sex before marriage, you get put in this prison. If you have a gay relationship, you get put in this prison, and it's just
Okay.
Everyone forgets who you are for some reason. And in here you deal with North Star in this book, and you get to see he started getting, because the thing is, a lot of the characters are getting their memories back, and they see that they're from another world, and this world is fake. So North Star has actually been remembering his past, that he has a boyfriend and he's married, and the thing is, he's trying to hide it from his friends and not let them find out, because because he notices that there's people that don't exist anymore, and it's confusing for him that there's some people that because the things X-Men making the people who go to prison forget who these people are, and they notice that there's some people disappearing. So it's pretty interesting to see that. And you see North Star, he runs into this theater, and this movie theater is there's a whole bunch of people kissing and falling in love in there, and it's just watching movies, and he sees that this world is going crazy. He doesn't think this world is real. And he speaks to Richter and Iceman, tells them about this world, and they know. They find out that the whole world is fake, and Jubilee finds out the world is fake, and they're gonna start a riot and hopefully they bring out X-Men and tell him that, what are you doing to this world? So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I liked it. I gave this one a 7.5 because the art was really bad, but the story was great. It was interesting. I did like it.
Story's pretty epic. Yeah.
No? The story was up there, but the art wasn't so up there. Okay. It was just really bad art. But it was readable. I mean, I was able to know what was going on in the story. I think that's what matters.
Nice.
And then
any more?
There's just 2 more. That's it. Then there's War of the Realms. Spider-Man and the League of Realms number 2. And that's War of the Realms tie-in. And this is one that I actually liked. I mean, it deals with Spider-Man because he's with a whole bunch of like team members that Captain America told him to go and fight fight. Yeah, and so so yeah, he's fighting those. I mean, he's fighting. What is it? In the first issue, Spider-Man goes through this. The thing is, the Dark Elves teamed up with a whole bunch of people from the 9 realms, and they're they're taking over the entire Earth. So they've been fighting a bunch of different, like the Angels were fighting in I think it was like, I wasn't sure it was Asia, but whatever. They're fighting in some country, and Spider-Man wins them over, and he decides to talk to them, and you find out about one of the leaders of the Angels past, where her girlfriend got killed, and she was kind of pissed off at her queen, but she decided she was too scared to fight her queen after she killed her girlfriend, and she got pissed off, but she decided to not fight her queen and fight in this war. Like, she was forced to fight in this war and fight Spider-Man and his League of Realm characters, this team of heroes that's from Asgard. One of them is a troll, one of them is a light elf, and one of them is like some other characters I don't know, but
it's like, pretty out there as well.
Yeah, it's like some frost giant characters and some elf characters. So yeah, it's just like they were. The thing is they found out that Spider-Man was able to convince the Angel to fight on their side instead of fighting on the Queen's side, and she to stand up for herself. She killed your girlfriend, and someone you care about. You shouldn't fight on her side. You should fight on their side. And Spider-Man was able to win her over and able to fight off the rest of the Dark Elves. And the thing is, the team that Spider-Man was with, they found out that he put the Angel on their side, and they didn't like that because, like, oh, how can you trust her? She's killing people in this planet, and you can't just let her join our side. And they went to go off somewhere else and fight some other Dark Elves and somewhere else. And so Spider-Man has been teaming up with the Angels, and they're fighting Dark Elves. So they didn't finish the story. I had to read one more issue, and so yeah, I see what goes on with there over the next issue. It was pretty interesting. I just like how Peter Parker was able to use his way of talking with the person and see their side of the story and change the person's mind and just let the person become a better person, and it's just great character development. I like this one a lot. I gave this one a 9.0 as well. It was really, it was, the art was great too. The art was really good. I mean, I really like the art for this one. It's like one of the best tie-ins because I did not like War of the Realms, but when I read the first one, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. Then they keep on picking up this one. So yeah, this one with Sean Ryan as a writer, and um yeah, the artist is Nico Leon. So yeah, it's just the art is great, the story is great. I like what's going on, and I did like that they had some. I mean, I did like they had a gay story there with the angel that she find out that. I mean, she had a girlfriend. Her girlfriend got killed because it was because of something that she didn't agree with the queen, and the queen decided to punish her by killing her. And it's pretty interesting to see that story, and it's really a lot of compassion in the story with Spider-Man try to understand her and trying to win over her side and like turn a new leaf for characters. It was pretty interesting. I liked it a lot. The last one is Marvel Spider-Man City at War number 3, which is like the story's like a
from the Ninja Turtles.
Huh? I know it has the same title, which is kind of weird, but they use the same storyline. I mean, not the same storyline, the same storyline title. That's another funny thing about it. So yeah, they have Marvel City at War number 3 is by Dennis Hopeless is writing this one. It's based on the Spider-Man video game. It takes is a prequel to the video game. I haven't played a video game. I heard so many good things about it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about picking it up since I picked up this comic book and I've been loving it. I like what's been going on with this book, and this is the 3rd issue so far. And I noticed each issue is focusing on one character. Like the first issue was focusing on Peter Parker. The second issue was Miles Morales, and this one was Mary Jane. So it put a focus on her, and we got to find out about her relationship with Peter Parker, how it's just very inconsistent because they decided to break up because she felt like the danger was too much.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she's still involved in his life. Like,
yeah.
It's just because it's kind of weird. I guess she has a contradiction herself. Like, she wants to be with Peter Parker, but at the same time, she doesn't because the danger is going on. But she's also a journalist, and I find that's interesting. I mean, she tries to figure out what's going on, and
nice conflict there.
Yeah, and the thing is, she uses her journal skills and finds out that Martin Lee is Mr. Negative, and she tries to tell Peter Parker, and Peter Parker also figures that out. Like, he starts doing his own investigation, and it's just pretty interesting how they work together, Mary Jane and Peter Parker. Yeah, which is
cool to see how that
I just kind of wish that this story was in the main universe. Like, I like to see Mary Jane and Peter Parker work together. It's something you really don't see because in the comic books in the main universe, she's like on the sideline. She's just always waiting for Peter Parker to get home, and I just think that's stupid. Because in here, I know she's more.
If it goes well in here and like the games and stuff, they might start to try and incorporate it into the to the main universe.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see her as a journalist, and she's more involved. She gets herself into danger, and now Peter Parker has to go save her because she gets trapped in New York. I mean, Grand Central Station. She gets trapped in the train station with a whole bunch of other civilians, and Mr. Negative is there, and Peter Parker is gonna try to go save her. I know it's like almost like a Superman story where you try to save Lois Lane, but but I do like it. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I give this one a 8.0 as well. I really did. I really am enjoying it. I like the art as well. The art is pretty good, and it makes me want to go pick up the game even more. I have to go get the game.
I've really wanted to play the game for a while. I just don't have a PlayStation 4.
And I've heard that the combo's been selling well because they're gonna make a new series of the Marvel Spider-Man that takes place after the game, and I would like to see what happens after that. Yeah, make another series of what happens after the game. After this finishes, they're gonna make another one. So yeah, it's been doing well. I like that the Spider-Man game is doing well in combo platforms as well. So it's pretty interesting. So I guess that's it.
I like it. Well done.
That
was been a good week for comics. I don't think we ducked under a 7.5 there.
Yeah, but yeah, so I know it's like this is 3 hours apparently. I'll break it up a bit, but
try not to make all of them 3 hours.
No, because the movie took up the time, so it'll be less than 3 hours next time.
Yeah.
You liked it?
Oh, yeah. Given I've read none of those, I give them all 10s out of 10.
Yeah, so I'm glad you had a good time. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the show, and
I hope you didn't enjoy it.
And hopefully I'll talk about next week's comics in the next episode, and talk about whatever news that comes up next week.
Will Warner Brothers cancel something else? Probably. Who knows? Will we watch any of the shows that have been cancelled? Probably not. Let's see.
I mean, they're really gonna end Arrow, and they're gonna end they're ending iZombie already.
How's Flash going?
That's still gonna have another season. That's not gonna end yet. And then they have Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and then
They got a bit left.
Yeah, they're gonna end iZombie and Preacher this year. So.
Alright, well, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah, I'll look forward to that. I can't wait to see the end of iZombie and Preacher. See how that works. They ended Gotham, so they're ending a lot of shows this year.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I really invested myself into Gotham that much.
Yeah, I haven't watched the 5th season. I am gonna start watching it soon. But yeah, it's been. I had a great time on the podcast, so thanks for that.
I like it.
You know, is that okay with 3 hours?
Look, it's gonna have to do. And anyone who doesn't listen to the whole thing, I'm gonna track you down. I'm gonna find you and force you to listen to it all, and you'll enjoy it.
Hide your wife and hide your kids. I'm gonna find you. Just kidding. I always make fun of that song. Oh man.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah. So hope you guys tune in to the next episode.
Tune in next week. That's right.
Yeah. We'll sign off. See.